Welcome to Market Talk Weekly, discussing sales and marketing techniques to help you compete in the real estate market. We're here week after week to educate, inform, and encourage real estate professionals. And now, here's your host, real estate broker, instructor, and coach, Bryon Roth.
What one word comes to your mind when you think of a salesperson? For me, unfortunately, the word is dishonest. And I'd say it's because I've had so many bad dealings in my past with salespeople. And that's also probably why I don't like being identified as a salesperson, even though I am identified as a salesperson, as a real estate agent. But I just hate to think that somebody would believe I'm dishonest, and I just don't like that stereotype. I'm going to play a short movie clip for you. I'm not going to tell you the name of the movie. I want you to guess, but I will tell you that it's taking place on a car lot, and it's between a customer and a car salesman.
Dad, this is not the car you ordered.
Take it easy, Rusty. Ed, this is not the car I ordered. I distinctly ordered the Antarctic Blue Super Sports Wagon with the CB and the optional Rally Fun Pack.
You didn't order the Metallic P?
Metallic P? No, Antarctic Blue. The sports wagon. This isn't even the right model.
You know, I think you're right. I don't think this is the car. This is the new Wagon Queen family truckster. This is a damn fine automobile, if you want my honest opinion. Beats the hell out of the sports wagon, but I want to make you happy, huh? Davenport! I'll get to the bottom of this.
Yes, Mr. Ed.
Mr. Griswold ordered a blue sports wagon. Where is it?
I don't know, sir.
I know what must have happened. It didn't come in.
Ed, I'm not your ordinary everyday fool, okay? Now, I'd like my Antarctic Blue Super Sports Wagon right now, and if you can't get it for me, I'm going to take my business elsewhere.
Okay, were you able to guess the movie? If you said National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase, you were correct. I wanted to just play that to give an example of why car salesmen have such bad raps. And, you know, it's really funny when you think about it. If I were to go purchase a car, I would much rather buy a car from an individual than go to a car dealership and buy a car. And that's just my own personal feelings. But purchasing real estate, I'd much rather purchase from a real estate agent than purchasing from an individual. So I'd like to think it's because we have a better reputation. That's not to say that there aren't a lot of really good car salesmen. I'm not dogging the car industry. I'm just saying the way I feel about this. And I'm sure there are a lot of other people that can agree that car industry has gotten a bad rap. Now, the real estate industry has had its issues as well. I mean, there was a lot of really bad things that have gone on through the years, and that's why we've got a lot of very strict rules and regulations to live by as real estate salespeople. But I think it's important for us as real estate agents to remember that people do have this stereotype of salespeople in general, and they're probably going to be on guard from the start when we meet them. At least a lot of them are. You know, buying real estate can be incredibly intimidating, and especially for first-time home buyers. And so as a buyer's agent, one of our jobs is to help alleviate some of the stress and uncertainty new buyers experience. I love this quote from Maya Angelou. It says, "The ache for our own home lives in all of us. It's that safe place where we can go and be as we are and not be questioned." You know, it's a great feeling to help people achieve their dreams of owning their own home. In fact, for me, helping home buyers is much more emotionally rewarding than helping home sellers. I especially love it when everything's done but closing. We go to that final walkthrough, and there's so much excitement from the home buyers that it just rubs off, and I get to experience that excitement to myself. In this episode, I want to share 5 tips to help you work more effectively with first-time home buyers. This first tip is probably the reason a lot of sales agents lose potential clients before they even get them. And that is, don't try and pre-qualify someone over the phone. You know, when I'm contacted by someone who wants to buy a home, I never try and pre-qualify them over the phone. Now you may say, I don't want to waste my time with people who can't buy homes. So to that I'd say, you're never wasting your time when you're spending it with people developing relationships. Let's say they can't buy a home. And I go show them a home. I treat them with dignity and respect, get to know them some, and when I leave them, I'm leaving them feeling good about me and the whole situation. Now, let's look at it from another point of view. Let's say you get a call from the same person and you try and pre-qualify them over the phone. You find out they haven't been pre-qualified yet, and so you let them know that they'll need to be pre-qualified before you can show them a home. After which situation do you think they're more likely to either contact you again or refer you to someone else? Remember, just because someone's not pre-qualified doesn't mean they aren't qualified, or they never will be qualified, or that they don't know somebody who is qualified. When you give your time to someone who can't buy a home, you're still expanding your sphere of influence and working on future returns. So this leads me to tip number 2. How do you approach the pre-qualification subject? Well, after I show people a home, I spend some time with them, educating them on the whole process, especially if they're first-time home buyers. And one of the items I cover is that pre-qualification. However, I don't word it in such a way that makes it sound like I'm asking them, hey, can you even afford to buy this home? I ask them if they're working with a lender. And if they say yes, I just move on to the next topic. But if they say no, I share why it's important to get pre-qualified. I also ask if I can send them an email with suggestions for lenders. Now, here are the reasons I give them why they should be pre-qualified. The first is that we're going to need a letter once they find the home that they want to purchase to go along with the offer. The second is it'll help us know exactly what price point to look at. Third reason is they'll get an estimate of how much cash they need at closing. And number 4 is it is going to empower them through the search process. Never suggest they don't qualify. And also don't rule out the possibility they may be paying cash. All right, the third tip I'd suggest is that you educate them about how you get paid and what you'll do for them if they hire you to represent them through this process. It's very common that first-time homebuyers do not know how the buyer's agent gets paid. So I explain to them that they don't pay me, that I get paid at closing from the seller. I also go over what they could expect from a buyer's agent, such as researching homes and locations, scheduling all home showings for them, determining if the asking price is fair of the home that they want to put an offer in on. I'll prepare the purchase offer. I had one person one time that said, how do I prepare a purchase offer? And I said, you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take care of it for you. I explain the process and contract and facilitate the process to closing. All of this is to help them to understand this whole process, and it relieves anxiety. People don't want to come off as looking like they're ignorant about a process. So sometimes they just won't tell you that they don't know. And when I'm presenting all this, I'm doing it in such a way that I'm like, you may already know this. I just want to share it with you. So number 4 is that I ask them what they want in a home. And I always have a pen and a piece of paper, and I write down what type of home they want, how many bedrooms, how many baths, an estimate of square footage. Do they need extra land with that? What locations interest them? And so I get all that information. Also ask them for their phone numbers and email addresses. And then the 5th and final tip is I ask them if they want me to represent them. Now, in my state of Virginia, we're required to get people we're representing to sign an agreement with us so that we can represent them. So I'll have that with me for them to sign. Getting them to agree that they are hiring you takes all that guesswork out about whether they're going to call you again or are they jumping around from real estate agent to real estate agent. I'd also suggest that you let them know that by contacting you ongoing is not wasting your time. And if they do have some blips on their credit, it's not a big deal. Even if they've got to take some time to really work on their credit. Man, I've taken up to almost 2 years helping a gentleman whose credit wasn't what it needed to be, but he worked through it for those 2 years. And when we closed, man, it was a great accomplishment for him. And I just stuck by him. I mean, I didn't show him a bunch of homes, but you know what? Every once in a while he called me and I knew he wasn't where he needed to be. And he asked me if I'd show him a home, and I'd go show him a home. Why not? I'm building relationships. If you'll just take your time with people, help them to understand the process, treat them with dignity and respect and kindness, and you not only have a client to purchase a home, but you'll have a client for life.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Market Talk Weekly. Visit our website at markettalkweekly.com for more real estate resources. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of Market Talk Weekly.